This 2014 Soccer World Cup recap is brought to you by Specsavers. I'm Jennifer Sanasi, you're watching News 24 Live, and welcome to our series of videos where we give you all of the latest breaking news regarding the 2014 Soccer World Cup. This video is brought to you by Specsavers. Joining me in studio is our Sport 24 editor Garen and chief writer Rob, and these two are going to take us through what we missed on the weekend. Hello guys.
Hi Jen. How are you?
Hello Jen.
What happened on the weekend?
Right, well it was the first match of the round of 16.
Right.
We had Brazil up against Chile, and there was almost a big upset. You know, the hosts almost went out. They had to get through on penalties in the end. It wasn't even the best penalty taking that I've ever seen. There were a couple of missed penalties by some key players, but Brazil got through 3-2 in the end. They'll be breathing a sigh of relief to get past their fellow South American opponents, who I thought were fairly unlucky at times. They really dominated, especially in the second half, and they came very close to winning in the normal 90 minutes. So Brazil, fairly fortunate. You know, they haven't been outstanding, I don't think, in their play up to date. Even in their group phases, they've done enough to either win or draw and get through. So they'll certainly have to improve if they wish to go all the way to the final and perhaps even win the trophy. So, interesting start to the tournament. But you know, when you get to these straight knockout matches, there's so much to lose. You know, you've waited 4 years to get to a World Cup tournament, that there's so much on the line. You know, you tend to not be as attacking as perhaps you were in the group phases. You sort of pack your defence and hopefully score on the break. And certainly when it comes to that extra time period, neither team really looked like they wanted to go out and win it. They were actually happy to rely on the lottery of the penalty shootout and hopefully get through that way. So yeah, off to a bit of a shaky start, and then after that we had Colombia up against Uruguay. Uruguay, of course, without Luis Suarez, who was banned for 9 internationals and 4 months of soccer for his bite.
Right.
So without them, they were fairly toothless in attack, and Colombia got through there fairly comfortably. So they go on to play Brazil in the first confirmed quarterfinal.
Rob, what was your take on the weekend?
I must say, I think that Colombia look a pretty decent side. They've got more quality than some people realised ahead of the tournament. And I'm going to put my head on the block and say that they might just prove too much for Brazil, who continue to disappoint me a little bit, Jen. They're the host nation, and of course they've got that whole surge of public support that you get inevitably when you host a World Cup. But I'm not convinced that they are able to go all the way. They might, because of course you've also had previous tournaments where a team that really sort of doesn't hit its straps until a very late stage of the tournament does go on to win it. So you certainly can't write them off. But I must say that the Colombian performance for me was my big eye opener of the weekend.